You've been told eggs are the best protein source for staying strong after 50. But what if I told you that's not entirely true? In fact, there's a humble, often overlooked food sitting quietly on grocery store shelves that has more protein per calorie than eggs, is packed with fiber, and could be your secret weapon to stop muscle loss before it's too late. Doctors are now saying, if you're over 50 and only eating eggs for protein, you may actually be speeding up muscle decline. So what is this mystery food, and why aren't more people talking about it? Stay with me. The answer may surprise you and change how you eat forever. At age 55, Steve thought he was doing everything right. He ate 3 meals a day. He went for walks every evening and every morning without fail. Had 2 boiled eggs, believing they were the perfect protein to keep his muscles strong. But something strange started happening. He noticed his pants were fitting differently. His arms, once toned, began to look thinner. Getting up from the couch took more effort. He brushed it off as just getting older. But deep down, he knew something wasn't right. So he went to see his doctor. And after a few tests and some tough conversations, he heard a word he'd never really paid attention to before: sarcopene. It's a condition most people have never heard of, but nearly 1 in 3 adults over 50 are living with it. It's the gradual silent loss of muscle mass and strength as you age. And the scariest part, it starts earlier than you think, often in your 40s or 50s, and by the time you notice it, you've already lost a lot. The good news? It's not permanent, and the solution isn't complicated. But it does require one thing: rethinking everything you've been told about protein now. Don't get me wrong, eggs are a good source of protein. But are they the best option if you're over 50? Surprisingly, no. See, most people don't realize this. As you age, your body becomes less efficient at processing protein. That means the same amount of protein you ate at 30, no longer has the same effect at 60. Your muscles need more, and they need it to come from the right sources. That's where this food comes in. It's not fancy. It doesn't come in a shiny package, but it delivers a powerful combination your body desperately needs after 50. High-quality plant-based protein-rich dietary fiber to aid digestion, anti-inflammatory minerals. Low in cholesterol and saturated fat, easy to digest even for aging stomachs. The food? Lentils, yes, lentils. You've probably seen them in bags at the store. Maybe even skipped over them while grabbing eggs or chicken. But here's what you didn't know. 1 cup of cooked lentils contains about 18 grams of protein. That's nearly double the protein per calorie compared to eggs, plus a massive boost of fiber, iron, magnesium, and folate. And here's where things get really interesting. Because protein alone isn't enough to actually build and maintain muscle after 50. Your body needs more than just amino acids. It needs nutrients that reduce inflammation, support your gut, and regulate insulin, all of which play a role in whether your muscles grow or shrink. And lentils, they check all those boxes. When Steve's doctor explained this, he was skeptical. He'd grown up believing meat and eggs were king. But he agreed to try something different. For 30 days, he replaced his breakfast eggs with a warm lentil bowl and added lentil soup to dinner 3 times a week. The results? By week 2, he noticed his energy improving. By week 3, his digestion was smoother. And by week 4, he was getting up from chairs without grunting, something he hadn't done in months. His pants still fit, but this time they fit better. Not loose and saggy, but stronger, supported. His muscles weren't magically massive, but they were coming back. And here's the key. He didn't stop eating eggs altogether. He just balanced them with something better suited for his age, a food that gives more bang for the buck when your body needs it most. Lentils also have another secret weapon: leucine, a branched-chain amino acid that plays a key role in triggering muscle protein synthesis. Eggs have leucine too, but lentils offer it with zero cholesterol and tons of additional fiber, which eggs completely lack. And if you're worried about carbs, here's something to keep in mind. The carbs in lentils are complex and slow digesting. They don't spike your blood sugar like bread or white rice. In fact, lentils have a low glycemic index and are known to help stabilize blood sugar, which is crucial for older adults, especially those managing prediabetes or type 2 diabetes. That's why more and more doctors and dietitians are starting to recommend lentils as a daily muscle-preserving food for people over 50. It's not a fad. It's not a supplement. It's not expensive. It's real. Whole food, and it works. And here's another advantage. Lentils are incredibly versatile and easy to prepare. You don't need to become a chef. You don't need fancy spices or expensive equipment. You can make a protein-rich lentil soup in under 20 minutes. Or throw cooked lentils on top of a salad. Or blend them into patties and bake them like burgers. And unlike meat, they don't go bad quickly and they don't require refrigeration before cooking. This makes them perfect for seniors who live alone, don't cook daily, or want to prep meals in advance. So why aren't more people eating lentils instead of relying solely on eggs? Because eggs are marketed better. Let's be honest, we've been trained to believe that a breakfast without eggs is incomplete. Commercials, fitness influencers, and even old-school nutrition books praised eggs as the complete protein. But that was before we had the full picture. We now know that older adults have different metabolic needs. We know that cholesterol, digestion, and inflammation all change with age. And we know that muscle loss isn't about eating more, it's about eating smarter. Steve wasn't alone. After his success, he shared his journey with his sister, who was in her early 60s and dealing with similar muscle loss issues. She added lentils to her diet too, and found that not only was she stronger, but she also lost 5 pounds of stubborn belly fat without trying. Why? Because lentils are high in both protein and fiber, the two most important nutrients for satiety and metabolic health. And it's not just anecdotes. A 12-week study published in the Journal of Nutrition and Aging found that older adults who ate lentils 3 times a week had significantly better muscle retention, strength scores, and digestion than those who stuck to eggs or meat alone. That's right, eating this humble little legume a few times a week made a measurable difference in strength and health. Now, let's be clear. This doesn't mean eggs are bad. But if you're over 50, relying only on eggs for protein might leave you nutritionally shortchanged and slowly accelerating the very problem you're trying to fight: muscle decline. You need a food that supports your aging metabolism, one that helps you stay strong, energized, and independent. That food is lentils. In the next part, we'll show you exactly how to build your weekly meal plan around lentils to hit your muscle-preserving protein goals without giving up the foods you love. You'll learn what time of day is best to eat them, what to pair them with for maximum absorption, and which common mistakes to avoid when trying to boost strength after 50. Because once you understand the power of this simple change, you'll never look at your plate the same way again. Lentils may seem like an odd replacement for something as classic as eggs. But when you understand how aging changes your body, it becomes crystal clear why lentils may actually serve you better in the long run. By the time you reach your 50s, your body undergoes a silent transformation. Muscle cells shrink. Protein breakdown speeds up. Hormones like testosterone and growth hormones start to dip. And unless you're getting enough of the right nutrients at the right times, muscle mass begins to fade, even if you're staying active. This is why many seniors complain about weakness, fatigue, or loss of mobility even when their diet seems healthy. Because for aging muscles, quality matters more than quantity. That's where lentils shine. They're a complete package. But let's break it down further. First, timing is crucial. After the age of 50, your muscles don't respond to protein as efficiently as they used to. This is called anabolic resistance. It means you need more protein per meal and you need to space it out evenly throughout the day, not just load it up at dinner. Most people over 50 make a common mistake. They skip breakfast or just have tea and toast, eat a light lunch, and then try to pack all their protein into dinner. This doesn't work. Your muscles need regular doses of protein to stay fed and strong. That's why starting your day with lentils, even in a small portion, can make a huge difference. A warm lentil stew with spinach and turmeric, a lentil veggie wrap, or even lentil hummus on whole grain toast. And here's the trick. Pairing lentils with other nutrients enhances their power. For example, eating lentils with vitamin C-rich foods, like tomatoes or bell peppers, helps your body absorb more plant-based iron, something eggs don't offer much of. Iron is essential for oxygen delivery to your muscles and overall energy levels. Adding a dash of healthy fat, like olive oil or avocado, helps your body absorb fat-soluble vitamins found in lentils, like vitamin K and small amounts of vitamin E. And here's something else. Lentils aren't just protein. They're also packed with magnesium, which is vital for muscle contraction and recovery. They contain zinc, which supports testosterone levels and immune function. And they offer folate, which supports DNA repair and cell growth, things your body needs more of as it ages. Contrast that with eggs. Yes, eggs are rich in protein and nutrients like choline, but they're also high in cholesterol, and many people over 50 have underlying heart health issues. While moderate egg consumption isn't harmful, relying on them daily may not be ideal, especially when you can get similar or greater benefits from lentils with zero cholesterol. But let's take it a step further. Imagine you start your day with a warm bowl of lentils mixed with spinach, cumin, turmeric, and a squeeze of lemon juice. That's about 20 grams of high-quality protein and a boost of antioxidants to reduce inflammation. You feel satisfied, not sluggish. Your blood sugar stays stable. You're not hungry again until lunch. At lunch, you add lentils to a mixed vegetable salad with red peppers, cucumbers, olive oil, and pumpkin seeds. You just added another 15 to 20 grams of plant-based protein, fiber to keep your gut happy. Dinner could be a lentil and mushroom stir-fry over quinoa, a complete protein powerhouse that rivals anything meat or eggs can offer. Now, you're up to 60 grams of protein without a single animal product. And your digestion, inflammation, and energy levels thank you for it. But how much protein should you actually be getting? Experts recommend that adults over 50 aim for 1.2 to 1.5 grams of protein per kilogram of body weight. That means a 70 kilograms, 154 pounds person needs between 84 and 105 grams of protein per day to maintain muscle mass, especially if they're dealing with any illness, injury, or limited mobility. Now think about this. 2 eggs only give you about 12 grams of protein. You'd need to eat 14 eggs a day to reach 84 grams. Not only is that unrealistic, it's hard on the heart, liver, and digestion. But with lentils, just 1 cup gives you around 18 grams of protein, plus fiber, minerals, and none of the downsides. Combine lentils with other plant proteins like beans, chickpeas, quinoa, or tofu, and suddenly you've got a diverse, delicious, and nutrient-packed menu that fuels your muscles the way they deserve. And if you're worried about cooking or prep time, don't be. Lentils don't need soaking, like beans. They cook in 15 to 20 minutes flat. You can batch cook them once and keep them in the fridge all week. They absorb spices beautifully and can be turned into soups, patties, spreads, or even tossed into pasta or rice. Some people even enjoy lentils as breakfast porridge, sweetened with a little cinnamon and almond milk. It sounds strange, but it's actually tasty and keeps you full for hours. Let's not forget the fiber. Eggs have zero fiber. Lentils nearly 15 grams per cup. And after 50, fiber becomes your best friend. It helps regulate digestion, controls blood sugar, and even supports weight loss by keeping you full. Plus, fiber helps reduce systemic inflammation, which is a hidden driver of muscle breakdown in older adults. This is especially important for those managing joint pain, arthritis, or chronic fatigue, conditions common in people over 50. And the best part? Lentils are incredibly affordable compared to eggs, chicken, or protein powders. Lentils are budget-friendly and shelf-stable. You can buy a pound for less than $1 in most stores. That makes this one of the most accessible superfoods in the world, and yet it's underused. Let's talk about flavor. Many people avoid lentils because they've only had bland versions, like plain boiled ones. But lentils take on flavor beautifully. You can spice them up with garlic, cumin, curry powder, lemon juice, or apple cider vinegar. Cook them with vegetable broth instead of water for added richness. Add coconut milk and ginger for a creamy, anti-inflammatory stew. You're not limited. In fact, lentils give you more culinary freedom than eggs. You can eat them warm or cold, spiced or mild, mashed or whole. So what's the takeaway? If you're over 50, don't just rely on eggs to protect your muscles. Eggs are helpful, yes, but they're not enough. And in some cases, they may not be the best fit for your aging body. You need a broader strategy. Lentils are more than a substitute. They're a strategic upgrade, giving you more protein per calorie, more fiber, more minerals, and more long-term benefits for muscle protection, heart health, and energy. People like Steve aren't rare. Every day, more men and women over 50 are discovering the quiet power of lentils. They're regaining energy, mobility, and independence without crazy diets, without expensive supplements, and without high-risk, meat-heavy routines. And it all starts with one simple change: adding a cup of lentils to your day. In the final part, we'll go even deeper. We'll share a step-by-step 3-day lentil-powered meal plan, talk about what foods to combine or avoid, and reveal real-life results from seniors who transform their health, not in years, but in weeks. You'll also learn how to track progress, how to measure strength improvement at home, and what signs to watch for to know if your muscles are healing or still at risk. Because after 50, muscle isn't just about looking good. It's your shield, your strength, your independence, and the power to protect it is already sitting in your pantry. It's one thing to know that lentils are powerful. It's another to actually use them consistently and feel the difference in your body. That's what happened to a 62-year-old woman named Carla. She had been struggling with fatigue, poor digestion, and slow muscle recovery. Her doctor told her to increase protein, so she tried eggs and meat, but her cholesterol spiked. Her joints ached. Her gut felt heavy all the time. Then her dietitian suggested lentils. Just 1 cup a day. Nothing fancy. Within 3 weeks, Carla's digestion had improved. She had more energy during her daily walks, and her blood work showed improvements across the board: cholesterol, blood sugar, and inflammatory markers. She didn't go vegan. She didn't follow a strict plan. She simply replaced some of her usual animal protein with lentils. That's it. The results: more stamina, better sleep, less bloating, and surprisingly, less soreness after light workouts. Because lentils not only provided protein, but also magnesium, potassium, and antioxidants that reduced inflammation in her muscles and joints. Let's talk about how you can apply this in your own life. Here's a simple 3-day high-protein meal plan featuring lentils that supports muscle strength, especially after 50. Day 1, breakfast: lentil patties made with mashed lentils, onions, spices, and oats, served with a side of fruit and green tea. Lunch: lentil and chickpea salad with olive oil, tomatoes, cucumber, and pumpkin seeds. Snack: handful of walnuts and an apple. Dinner: Lentil and vegetable curry over brown rice with turmeric and garlic. Day 2. Breakfast. Lentil hummus spread. On whole grain toast with avocado slices. Lunch. Roasted vegetable wrap with lentils and tahini dressing. Snack. Greek yogurt with a few blueberries. Yes, berries are safe in this case. It's about timing and balance. Dinner. Lentil and mushroom stir-fry with quinoa and steamed broccoli. Day 3. Breakfast. Warm lentil porridge with cinnamon, almond milk, and chia seeds. Lunch. Lentil soup with carrots, spinach, garlic, and a boiled egg on the side. Snack. Sliced bell peppers with hummus made from lentils instead of chickpeas. Dinner. Lentil stuffed bell peppers with herbs and tomato sauce. That's 3 full days of high protein, anti-inflammatory, gut-friendly meals that nourish your muscles, boost your energy, and help protect against age-related muscle loss. Now, let's talk about combinations to amplify results. Lentils pair well with quinoa. This creates a complete protein with all essential amino acids. Leafy greens. These provide magnesium, calcium, and antioxidants to support recovery. Healthy fats like olive oil, nuts, or seeds to improve nutrient absorption. Vitamin C-rich foods like red peppers or lemon juice to boost iron absorption. Spices like turmeric and ginger, natural anti-inflammatories that help reduce joint and muscle pain. But some foods may hinder lentil absorption if consumed at the same time. Avoid combining lentils with dairy-heavy meals. Calcium competes with iron for absorption. Caffeine, like tea or coffee, it can interfere with iron uptake if consumed immediately after eating. Highly processed meats or sugary desserts. These spike inflammation, which undoes the benefits lentils offer. Spacing these foods out or choosing alternatives is key. Now, how do you know if it's working? Within a week or 2 of adding lentils, you may notice less post-meal bloating, more sustained energy, reduced cravings, better sleep, mild improvements in stamina or mobility after a month with consistent intake and light strength-based activity. Like bodyweight exercises or resistance bands, you may see better balance, more toned muscles, easier walking or climbing stairs. Less soreness or stiffness improvements in blood tests, especially cholesterol, iron, and inflammation. Markers muscle growth takes time. But muscle preservation begins quickly, especially when you stop the silent loss most people experience after 50. In fact, studies show that people over 50 can gain up to 2.5 pounds of lean muscle in 8 to 12 weeks simply by increasing protein intake to 1.2 grams per kilogram and adding moderate resistance training. And the most shocking part, many seniors don't need supplements if they eat a lentil-rich diet. That's right, no powders, no pills, no expensive drinks. Just lentils, whole grains, greens, and smart combinations. Even the World Health Organization and top geriatric dietitians agree. Plant-based protein from legumes like lentils is not only adequate, it's protective. Now, let's address a myth. A lot of people think lentils cause gas or discomfort. Truth. That only happens if your gut isn't used to. Fiber. If you start slow, say 1/4 cup a day, and increase gradually, your gut adjusts. Cooking lentils with ginger, cumin, or fennel also helps reduce gas-forming compounds. And soaking or rinsing them thoroughly before cooking removes excess starch. Once your body adapts, the fiber in lentils actually improves your gut bacteria, helping reduce long-term bloating, constipation, and inflammation. Another concern people have is taste fatigue, but lentils are one of the most versatile foods on earth. Red lentils cook down into creamy textures, perfect for soups or spreads. Green and brown lentils hold their shape and are great in salads or rice dishes. French lentils are peppery and firm, perfect for roasting or baking into patties. You can mix them with nearly any cuisine, Mediterranean with olives, tahini and lemon, Indian with turmeric, ginger and cumin, Latin with chili, cilantro. and lime Asian with sesame oil, soy sauce, and scallions. The possibilities are endless, and the results speak for themselves. So what's the next step? Start today. Choose one meal. Replace eggs or meat with lentils. Track how you feel. Make it a habit. Then slowly expand. Lentils may not look like much, but inside those tiny seeds is a fountain of youth for your muscles, for your bones, for your energy, and for your freedom to move, live, and thrive well beyond 50. Because the truth is, losing muscle is not just a part of aging. It's a result of neglect, of undernourishment, believing that animal protein is the only way to stay strong. But the science and the stories say otherwise. Thousands of older adults are living proof that lentils can turn back the clock. They're walking farther, lifting more, healing faster, and living better with fewer pills, fewer aches, and more joy. And all it takes is a bowl of lentils. You're not too old to get stronger. You're not too late to change. You just need the right fuel. Lentils aren't just food. They're protection. They're healing. They're power for people who refuse to give up their strength. So tomorrow morning, skip the eggs. Go for the lentils and give your body the power it's been waiting for, one bite at a time.